Hello everybody and welcome to Apple Autos. Today we're going to be taking a peek at a used 2022 Grand Wagoneer that we have available for sale at Apple Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Shakopee, Minnesota. We actually currently have 4 Wagoneers that are available, and today I'm going to show you why you should buy a used Jeep Grand Wagoneer or Wagoneer. The thing is the MSRP on this Wagoneer we are looking at today is $114,000. However, with only 12,500 miles on it, only being a year old, it is currently for sale for $82,500. Over $30,000 off of MSRP when it still has a factory warranty in place. Today I'm going to tell you why you should buy a certified pre-owned Jeep Wagoneer. If you guys are interested in this Wagoneer or any other Wagoneers that we may have in our inventory, be sure to check out the link down in the description below. I will put a link to this exact Wagoneer as well as a link to our website where you can check out all of our current vehicle inventory as well as our new and used Wagoneers. Today's video, we're going to go on a thorough tour of the Grand Wagoneer, check out the exterior, the inside, look at a lot of the cool features it has to offer. The Wagoneer that we were looking at today is a Grand Wagoneer Series 3, the most high-end, the most luxurious Grand Wagoneer that Jeep has ever built. And if you guys are not familiar with the Wagoneer platform, the Wagoneer came out a couple of years ago, and it was intended for it to be the most high-end, most luxurious, biggest Jeep has ever built. They put everything they possibly could to make this magnificent, large 3-row SUV. Now let's start up front and talk about design. Right up front here we have the 7 continents Jeep has conquered. They do this on all of their models, so it's really cool and how well it fits into the front end of the massive Wagoneer here. I really like how right above that we have this like stainless steel silver trim that curls under the hood, and the hood folds over it with the Wagoneer lettering. It definitely gives a statement. Then we go back to a painted piece, then back to this nice gloss black look with a radar sensor right under there, and they hide that quite well in there, by the way. Then we have another like silver brushed aluminum piece, back to painted, back to black, back to painted. Oh man, it just looks so dang cool. And then these massive exposed silver tow hooks with the daytime running lights. The front end of the Wagoneer is a fantastic looking SUV. It definitely makes a statement going down the road. It is very easy to distinguish from any other Jeep model they have ever made. And then this one also, of course, has a front camera for that 360 view camera. Let's move on to the side of this massive, luxurious beast and see what that has to offer. Moving on to the side of the Wagoneer, the first thing we're going to start off with that you will not see on the front or back is these wheels. 22-inch wheels that are on the Grand Wagoneer. Now Dodge does this with a few of their Rams and stuff too, and that's this like brushed aluminum look on their wheels. You can actually see the brush in the metal. It is super cool looking. I've always loved that they've done that, and these Wagoneer wheels do not disappoint. They look fantastic, especially over this silver color that we are looking at here. Now, one thing I really like about the Wagoneer, actually 2 things I really like about it, is 1, the bronze window tint that comes from the factory. Wow, does that make a statement. It is super cool looking. It gives the Wagoneer a really unique look going down the road, because what other vehicles have that sort of bronze gold window tint? And it's just a really high-end luxurious look, and it makes it stick out unlike anything else. The other thing that they brought back with this Wagoneer is the boxy SUV design, which I have always absolutely craved. I think they look really good with just a flat line straight to a flat back end, opposed to some of the curves and stuff going on in a lot of newer SUVs today. It's just a very aggressive look that I also think is quite luxurious looking at the same time. We also have this cool LED taillight that kind of wraps around the side here, which also gives it a pretty unique look. And it's very easy to distinguish the way that they have the box cut out for the windows, as well as the box design of the SUV. And there is a few angles, if you look at the body lines right, where it kind of looks like a Grand Cherokee. So it's kind of cool they have the same or similar body lines, but it's still very easy to distinguish that this is a much more high-end, much more luxurious version of the Grand Cherokee. Let's move on to the back and then we'll start inside. Another thing I forgot to mention when we were just on the side of the Wagoneer there is also stated here on the back, the word Grand Wagoneer. It has that cool silver brushed steel look on the front, but on the back side of it, it's this cool bronze color that they use throughout a lot of different accents on the car. It matches that window tint, it matches a lot of stuff on the interior, and it's just a really unique color that is luxurious looking. It looks really cool. It makes it stand out a bit. I like it quite a lot. Now, another thing that's kind of cool back here is this kind of design that they have behind this black panel. I don't know how to describe it. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below how you would describe this cool material that they put behind this gloss black area. which also gives it a pretty unique look. We have that super squared off design, these great looking like black chrome inlays inside of these taillights, and then the silver trim that runs along the entire outside of it. We have the hidden exhaust tip down below here. We do not have a tow hitch on this model. However, wow, it is just so cool looking, the back end of this thing. I love it. I was actually kidding. Jeep does a really cool way of hiding the tow hitch, because you would actually never know that it does have a tow hitch. You simply undo a couple of plastic latches down here, then pull forward and pull out, and wha-bam, there is your hitch and receiver. And we just have this little plastic piece we can put in our trunk and then easily put right back on there and screw on these plastic pieces, and once again it looks nice and luxurious, like we don't have a tow hitch. So definitely a clever way on having the practicality of a tow hitch, but not taking away from the luxurious aspect of not having one. Let's start working our way inside. I should also mention we have the backup camera here with a little nozzle to spray off to clean, and then we also have this camera here which can actually be used to display an image of what is behind you in your rear view mirror, instead of using the actual mirror in case there's kids in the way, in case there's stuff in the way, or you just prefer to use the camera opposed to the reflection that you would usually see. And there's also a nozzle to clean that one as well. There's a button right here which will actually lock the Grand Wagoneer when you're standing back here, just like so. And then you can press this button here and we will allow that power lift gate to open on up. Now, one of the things I do really like about the Wagoneer and just Jeeps in general, there's a lot of short people in the world. There truly is. And on a lot of vehicles, they put the power lift gate button up here. Jeep actually does it smart. They put the power liftgate button right on the inside of the trunk here. So that way, if you're not super tall, you can easily shut your trunk without trying to get on your tippy toes or jump to press the button to close your liftgate, which is really convenient. Now, trunk space in the back of the Grand Wagoneer reminds me a lot of like a Chevy Tahoe. There's not a ton of space, but there is still plenty to throw your groceries and bags and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say that there's a huge trunk. However, there is a huge trunk when you're not using your third row all the time. There's a button right here where you can simply press here, and we have a power down and up third row set of seats, and the headrest flop down as well. And now we have an absolutely massive trunk. You can fit whatever you want back here. The amount of space is very tremendous. Anything that you could possibly want to put back here, you could easily put back here. And then we even have another convenient feature right next to those two buttons. There's a button here and here where we can fold down the second row. We cannot power fold the second row back up, but we can power fold the third row back up. But as soon as we put down, put down the second row, we have the biggest trunk that you could possibly imagine. There's no reason to ever need a larger trunk space than that. Now let's go ahead and fold up that third row and then sit in each row and see what they're all about. Start off the interior by hopping into the third row. I'm gonna go hop in over on the passenger side, but just for demonstration, I'm gonna show you how you can easily get back there. There is two ways. One, you can just press this button here. The whole seat folds down and you can just kind of climb your way over. And then you just pull the seat back up, plop the headrest up, and the seat is good to go. The other option, which is the easiest option I've seen in a long time, you press this button right here on the top of the seat. The whole seat kind of pops up and folds forward, just like so. And then you can push it all the way forward, easily just walk into the back, just like that, and then you walk yourself right on back out. Super easy to get in and out when you fold the seat forward like this. It is very convenient. I have to admit, out of all of the third row seats I've ever been in the back of SUVs, and this is the most comfortable third row I've ever been in any SUV ever. And that is saying something, because I have been in pretty much every one that's on the market right now. The quality of seats back here is tremendously good. It is very comfortable. I am not lacking the support from the bottom of my legs. The seat fits me just fine in that sense. I could easily do a long road trip back here. I don't think you could comfortably fit 3 adults for a long period of time, but you could for a short period of time. I'm gonna fold this seat up here quick just to see how it feels and make sure I have plenty of leg room, which I do. Plenty of leg room back here, and I have a very comfortable armrest here on the outside edge, depending on what side I'm sitting on. I also have a button here which allows me to kind of recline a little bit, so I can actually recline this seat powerly. And then I also have a USB Type-C, a USB to keep charged up, and a cup holder. This is the most comfortable third row I've ever been in. And just to bring up the luxury one step more, I even have a sunroof that I can open. It's not a power sunroof where it actually opens up to the world. However, I can open it up to allow some sunlight in. With that that being wrapped around this Alcantara headliner, this is a very, very comfortable place to be, which is very surprising being the very back of this very large SUV. So let's continue to move our way forward and see how the luxury continues. I should also mention why we're back here, there's a button here and here on both the driver and passenger side behind the second row seats where you can fold down entirely that third row. So on the driver and passenger side, you can find both of these buttons to fold those down. So that's pretty cool. And then here is that button that actually allows us to recline that third row. You can pull it forward a bit, or you can push it back when you're sitting here just to make it a bit more comfortable for you, which is really, really convenient. Moving into the second row here, it is another, once again, comfortable spot to be. You can pull this lever here to recline the seat a bit, and you can actually recline it a lot here in the second row. You can easily lounge yourself back and enjoy looking out of that panoramic moonroof. It is a very comfortable spot to be. The quality goes up again from those back seats. And then we also have this very comfortable armrest here on the inside edge with quite a bit of storage. We have some charging, a USB and a USB Type-C in there. And then we also have this cool display that is shared between the rear passengers here. We have cooled seats in the second row, heated seats in the second row, which is very, very, very convenient. And then we can also control our climate control on each side, including our temperature and fan speed per passenger, which is pretty dang cool. Oh, my apologies, the fan speed is shared between both passengers, but we can change the temperature between both and where the air is coming from, which is really cool. You don't see that on many SUVs at all. Then in front of that here, we have another USB and USB Type-C for each passenger. Then we have an outlet and a cigarette port shared between the two. I should also mention across the third row, second row, and front row and door panels and everything, we have that really cool bronze stitching that matches the Grand Wagoneer wording on the outside of the car, as well as that window tint, which is really, really slick and convenient. Once again, an incredibly comfortable place to be. The Alcantara headliner mixed with these amazing door panels, the Macintosh sound system, which looks phenomenal, sounds phenomenal. It's just such a comfortable place to be. Very easy to do a long road trip in here. And then we also have the two cup holders here in the center. I like this place a lot. It is a really, really, really cool spot to be. Moving into the driver's seat of the Grand Wagoneer, and let's talk about the passenger seat as well. Let's actually start with the passenger seat and this really unique feature that it has that you really don't see in anything else, and that is this passenger screen that is inlaid in the dash. Now, when it is off, it kind of looks like it's not there. You can kind of see the outline of it. However, it looks luxurious. It looks like a piano black dashboard, but when you turn it on with this button here in the center console, it has a lot more features than you would think. You can really be a passenger princess and control pretty much everything inside of the Grand Wagoneer from this tiny screen here. You can listen to your own music. You can control the vehicle's navigation. You can check out the family camera. There's a camera in the back, which you can just select a seat and look at the individual kid or adult back there and watch the individual seat through this family camera. You can also check all of the exterior body cameras. You can really control a lot of cool features from the Wagoneer inside of that screen, which is really dang cool. It has a lot of really cool uses for when you're focused on the road and the passenger's trying to help out with whatever. You can also listen to your own like radio station or pick the radio station, and it's just got a lot of really cool stuff. You can do an HDMI. You might be able to play a video game on there. Comment down below if you guys know the answer to that. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it is really, really dang cool. Now, when we get behind the driver's seat of the Grand Wagoneer, we have this amazing like oval steering wheel with a flat bottom, which is really luxurious feeling in the hand. We have all of our safety controls and self-driving on the right side here, and then how we control our digital dashboard here on the left. We have this beautiful piano black center console, which is the main command center, control center of the entire car. It has self-parking, heated and cooled seats, different zones for heated and cooled seats. We have massaging seats. We have that beautiful Macintosh sound system that just wraps around you, a fantastic heads-up display. We have that cool digital camera mirror, and it's just loaded with tech. Anything you could possibly imagine or want, the Grand Wagoneer probably has. It is one of the most tech-filled SUVs on the market right now. Lots of storage up here, which you can easily hide away with these really, really cool cubbies. We have a cooler in the middle of the center console where you can put whatever you would like, which is also very slick, very convenient, and it stays quite cold in there as well, with it being like a metal surrounding. It is a really, really comfortable place to be here in the front of the Grand Wagoneer. And if you guys are interested in one of these, I highly suggest just going out and test driving one, because I don't know how to convey the experience that you get behind the wheel of one of these without you actually being here. It is so high quality feeling, so nice feeling. I really, really like the front end of the Grand Wagoneer, and I think you guys will. There's also this really convenient screen down here that you can actually just stow away with the push of a button. Now, when this screen is stowed away, you can control, or all of your seat controls, they come up on this screen right up top here. So as soon as you press all that, your seat controls come up right on this top screen. However, when you do have this bottom screen open, your seat controls flip to here. So all of your seat controls are on this seat here, which is really, really dang cool, the way that they integrated this screen here. And when it is stowed away, there is quite a bit of extra storage up front here, which also includes the USB-Cs, USBs, and an HDMI port. And then if I get my phone close down here, if you guys can see, there is a wireless charger. You can set your phone right down here as well. Let's very briefly touch on what it's like driving the Grand Wagoneer, and then we'll just wrap up the video here. Now, driving the Wagoneer on a day-to-day basis, maneuvering it is quite easy. It is a huge SUV, but with all the safety sensors and cameras that the Wagoneer has, it is super easy to maneuver in and out of spots. It doesn't really have bad blind spots at all, and it has that blind spot assist feature, which is also super helpful. So it's quite easy to drive on a day-to-day basis. I haven't any issues with it at all. Now, the Grand Wagoneer's powertrain is the 6.4-liter Hemi, which you can find on a variety of different performance vehicles, in the Charger, Challenger, and in the Ram trucks. It does feel like a big truck motor. It's got tons of torque down low, lots of power, more than you'll ever need, and it's plenty for this Grand Wagoneer here. It can haul your family just fine, and it sounds quite good too. The Grand Wagoneer is also on air suspension. It is currently at its lowest setting, and it can go up quite high. It is still a pretty capable off-road SUV. It is tremendous what these things can do off-road. Actually, you guys should definitely check out some videos, because it's very impressive what this massive SUV can still achieve going over some off-road trails. Jeep makes sure all of their vehicles are trail rated, including their big 3-row luxury SUV, which is pretty dang impressive. Now, if you guys are interested in this Grand Wagoneer, like I said, the link is down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the video today where we went over the Grand Wagoneer. I really did thoroughly enjoy this vehicle, and you guys will as well. Let me know what you guys think of the Grand Wagoneer down in the comments below. Have a great rest of your day.